Hello, today I'm going to talk about independent film distribution. Let's say you worked really hard, you finally got a film, you wrote the screenplay, you did your pre-production, you did your principal photography, you did your post, you got sound, you got music, you got color correction, you got everything being legit, you even got your little business going, and then you got a DVD ready to go. So what do you do with this? Well, a couple of options. One is you can throw it on some various places like Amazon.com. There's other places that you can sell physical media as well. And basically, it's like you're trying to sell a bicycle or whatever. You sell your DVD. Let's be honest. Most people today don't watch films on DVD or Blu-ray. They watch them on video on demand, either subscription service like Netflix or Hulu, or a pay on demand like Amazon Prime potentially, or Amazon Video. And those are the ways that most people watch films today. They don't go out and grab a hold of a piece of plastic and take it home and rush it home. Oh, I got this. No, most people don't do that. Not now. There's a few films you go out and buy on DVD or Blu-ray, but for the most part, you're not going to buy any. And to be honest, if you do buy it on Blu-ray, you probably won't watch it too many times, just because we're so used to watching something that's streaming at this point here. Especially since a lot of folks today don't even have cable anymore. They watch everything via streaming video, either on the big networks, web pages, or on Hulu or whatever as well. So there's other options as well, of course. I really feel video on demand is probably the best way of trying to get your movie out there. Having a DVD is nice for promotional purposes. It is nice to hand somebody something and say, "Oh, hey, look, it's got writing on it, it's got pictures in it, there's a DVD in there." It took some time to do this. But for the most part, folks are going to watch everything on video on demand, and that's just reality. So, of course, you got YouTube, which is probably one of the biggest ones and well known. There's a ton of other streaming services as well, and there's a ton of businesses out there that supposedly have where you can go out and upload your video and they'll share revenue with you. But let's just be honest. How are folks going to find your film out of all the other films that are out there? Like, here's The Rise of Robots. Great film. Amazing film. People love this film. Most people just don't know about it because the advertising dollars that goes into, whatever, the Superman versus Batman, or, whatever film out there, Star Wars or whatever, it's a ton of money. I mean, tons. Half the budget a lot of times is the promotion of that on TV and movies and video game tie-ins and all these things here. You're an independent filmmaker. You're just lucky you made a film at all. You don't have those kind of resources. So, of course, you got social media. You can use Twitter. You can use Instagram. You can use Facebook. You can use YouTube in ways of social media as well, and get the word out. You find an audience. And for this particular film, The Rise of Robots, is obviously folks that are into science fiction films, retro films from the 50s, 60s, robot films, very low budget films that are science fiction films. So you need to figure out what genre, what market you have. There are some markets that have a little bit more leeway. Science fiction, one reason why I did The Rise of the Robots was because science fiction fans are a lot more open to something that they don't know any major actors in. If you watch a drama, you pretty much need to have a big name for someone to want to watch your drama film. Science fiction, of course, there's a lot of horror films. They're very low budget. A lot of folks do those. So those are the two areas that if you don't have a lot of money as an independent filmmaker, science fiction and horror are two genres that can potentially get people to see your film. And of course, a lot of it, you need even if you do video on demand, you still need some type of artwork. You need something that catches the eye, tell your story very quickly. And of course, that's one reason why when you're doing principal photography, hopefully you had someone take a lot of photos. And if you don't have a set photographer, you need to walk around like I did. I walked around with my camera, my T3i, and took a bunch of photos. So when I needed it for DVD artwork or to give to an artist to paint something, they have reference photos to be able to do something with. And that's a very important part of it. A lot of times, a lot of first-time independent filmmakers don't do that, and you have to take stills from the film itself, and those very low quality in comparison to even a modestly priced DSLR camera. So all those things you gotta have. You gotta be able to tell your story very quickly in a synopsis of it, a plot. Why would anybody want to watch this film? And figure out who your market is. Sometimes folks just make films and they think, oh, this is kind of a cool idea. Well, what's the market? It turns out, nobody cares about seeing people talk about, I don't know, clotheslines and hangers or something like that. What's the market? Well, the market's like none. Now, unless it's really riveting and amazing, that's probably not going to do very well. Documentaries is another one that you can be very low budget. However, making a documentary sounds easier than it actually is. At least with a narrative film, you got a screenplay. When you're making a documentary, you do not have a screenplay, and it can be very difficult sometimes to finish a film because you start with an idea and the footage you have doesn't match that, and you're playing around with it. And if you go watch some of the really good documentaries that are out there, there's a lot of bells and whistles going on there with graphics and the right music and the right B-roll, as they call it, to keep something keep a documentary interesting. In a lot of ways, my experience, a documentary is probably 4 times more difficult to edit than a traditional film, and it could be 20 times depending on how much footage you have as well. So, should you even make a film if no one's ever going to see it? Well, part of being a filmmaker is that you have to go out there and sell your wares. I am promoting the robot film all over the place. Every place that I have a small market, I talk about the robot film. And word of mouth, some of the fans out there have been very helpful to spread the word of mouth. Of course, since it's available on Amazon, reviews are very important. So be it positive reviews or be it negative reviews, so long as some people are talking about it, that's a good buzz. If you go look on a lot of the independent films on Amazon, there's like 0 reviews on it. Well, you got to at least have some. I would love to have 500 or 500,000. That would be great. If I did that, then you start showing, hey, this person it's got some serious buzz out there. And you can do that by giving out promotional copies of a DVD, having showings, and I encourage everybody to go make comments on Amazon. And I always say this, I never ask anybody to write a good review. Write an honest review. I think that's fair. Write something that you think is honestly about the film. If you didn't like the film, write about it. If you did like the film, tell why you did like the film. And a lot of times, if someone's going to sit through this film, they're already kind of into that genre, so they're most likely going to like this film. And that's probably the case for whatever independent film you're going to do. If they don't really like that film, that genre of a film, they're probably not going to even watch it. And because there's nobody in it they know as well. And really, it's a lot of hustle. When you see Hollywood make a film in a year or two, I mean, you look at the laundry list of people that worked on that film. It's a bunch of people, right? So a lot of times you're the one person working on this. You might have a few friends help you out initially, and they may help you out through the whole process. If you do some crowdsourcing, you may be able to farm off sound or music or color correction or something like that. And a lot of folks can do that. A lot of folks can't do that. So if it's just you doing that, well, then it's going to take you a minute. It's going to take you some time in post to get your film even ready to go. And so, ultimately, you go through all this hard work. You finally got a product. Here I got this product. Now you got to get eyeballs to look at it. And that's the next part of it, is the marketing, distribution, getting people to see your film. And you got to be a salesperson. You got to go out there and promote your wares. I don't make art. I don't make creative material to sit on a shelf. I make stuff, creative stuff, for people to watch, to listen to read, or whatever creative thing that I do. And you gotta be fearless about it and believe in your product. If you don't even like your film, what's the odds anybody else is going to like your film? And the same thing when I teach folks how to write music. If you don't like your song, who else is going to like your song? The answer is nobody. You need to at least like it yourself. So there is not one answer. I wish there was a magic website that you can go and sell your film. It's a lot of work, and your first couple of films, it may take you a long time that you just don't sell anything until you finally get to that one product that does sell. And in a lot of ways, you got to think like a business person. Why would anybody want to watch your film? And be realistic about this. You know, for you, how many films do you buy on DVD or Blu-ray? How often do you go out and actually rent something on video on demand? And at some point, you might realize, you know what, maybe it's just better to put it up free online on YouTube or something like that, and they get the word out. Once you do that, it's going to be very difficult to sell a physical copy of it, or of course a video on demand copy of it. So you got to think about those things. And again, ultimately, my suggestion to you all that make films, if you can make your money back on a film, fantastic. You are one of the few people that can say that. You've already, remember all the short films you made? You made nothing on them, right? You lose money making short films. Well, independent films, for the most part, you're probably going to lose some money, especially up front, especially for these smaller budget films initially. And you keep practicing the craft, and one day you keep building your budget up, and one day you'll actually have a budget that you can actually market something to as well. So don't give up. Filmmaking is very difficult. There's a lot of things to it. There's a lot of rewards to it. It's a challenge in so many ways in all the different aspects of it. And if you love it as much as I do, you'll find a way to get people to see your film. So go out there right now on Amazon.com, type in The Rise of the Robots, get this DVD, watch it on video on demand, leave a review, share it with your friends, share it with the world. If you learn anything from this little video here, help me out, help me promote this, and you know, maybe we can all help each other promote things as well. So if you want to go to theriseoftherobots.net, that'll take you right to the Amazon link. If you want to just see the regular webpage, theriseoftherobotsfilm.com. So as always, rock and roll, and it does compute. It does. Get this DVD now.